Welcome back to Quick Review HD. Today's video is part 1 of the Call of Duty Warzone Tips and Tricks series. The purpose of this series is to help you improve your gameplay and land more victories, or maybe even help you get your first one. Since this is the part 1 of the series, we're going to focus on 3 main things that really set you up for success: equipment, jump zones, and loadouts. These are the essentials to winning in Warzone, but let's get started. Tip number 1 is having the right equipment. I know these types of games are not supposed to be pay to win. However, pretty much all FPS games these days are having the advantages depending on what equipment you're using. You probably won't be able to get all the things on this list, but you can increase your performance from literally just introducing one of them. The first thing on this list is having a good set of surround sound headphones. You're going to need a good set of surround sound headphones so you can hear footsteps and gunshots and know which way they're coming from. You don't need to break the bank though on this. Razer and SteelSeries make a pretty good set at a reasonable price. The second thing on this list is having a fast internet connection greater than 20 megabits per second and playing wired in. That's right, you will notice the improvements of your games with literally just plugging in an Ethernet cable. Latency is literally the destroyer of all FPS games. High latency from Wi-Fi can literally change the outcome of a gunfight with increasing your reaction time. The last thing on this equipment list is your display. Your display. Your display. Did I mention your display? I can't go over this enough. Latency is the destroyer of FPS, like I said before, and your display is a heavy contributor to that. You're going to need at least 1 to 2 millisecond response time on your monitor, and you only can really get this from gaming monitors. That's right, say goodbye to your TV. You're also going to want 1080p only. 1440 and 4K resolutions are not what you need for FPS. Size even matters. Bigger is not better. Stay under 32 inches. If you're playing on PC, you can even look into getting monitors with high refresh rates. Some gaming monitors have around 240 Hz, but you're going to be paying for that. Tip 2 is choosing the right jump zone. Choosing where to jump is the first decision you make in the game, and honestly probably the most critical decision you can make to understand if you're going to win or not. Since the circle and the flight path are randomized, I can't tell you where exactly to jump to every time, but I can give you the guidance so you can make the best decision on your own. The first tip in choosing the right jump zone is never jump too early. A majority of players jump right at the beginning and you'll be easily swarmed and third-partied. It's best to give yourself some space from the early jumpers and not jump in the first 25% of the flight path. The second tip in choosing the right jump zone is never land at the most popular locations on the map. Loot is everywhere. You can get 10k cash for your loadout in almost all spots on the map in just a few minutes. There is no need to put yourself at risk for a densely populated location. And lastly, on choosing the right jump zone, don't aim for a spot directly on the flight path. Spreading out and getting some space is critical for you getting your loadout and winning. Alright, let's get into the part you all have been waiting for. Tip 3 is creating the right loadouts with the guns that are best in class. You're going to need more than one loadout though. It's optimal to actually have at least 3 loadouts. And here's why. Your first loadout needs to be your overkill setup with an assault rifle and sniper. This is your starting loadout. You should try to get this on early in the game, and this covers you from all ranges in case you get into any early firefights. Your second loadout needs to be your ghost loadout. This is the loadout you get if you have the opportunity to use another loadout after you've already got your overkill loadout. The point of this loadout is to give you the ghost perk, which makes you invisible to heartbeat sensors and UAVs. You won't need overkill anymore because you can just pick up the guns you dropped from your previous loadout. And your last loadout needs to be your assault rifle with the perk fully loaded in Ghost. This is your loadout if you're coming into the game from the gulag late game and there won't be an opportunity to loot to get the ammo before fighting. Now that you have an idea of what kind of loadout you need and their purpose, let's talk about the best in slot guns with the best attachments. Let's start with the M4A1. Now, the main purpose here is trying to reduce recoil while keeping range and damage around the same. So to do that, for the muzzle, we have a monolithic suppressor. For the barrel, we have a stock M16 Grenadier. And then for the optic, this is really up to you, but you want to choose something usually in the mini category to have less effect on your aim down sight. For under barrel, we do the Commando foregrip, and for ammunition, we have the 60 round mag, so we make sure we have enough bullets to finish more than one person. The second and the last assault rifle I recommend is the Grau. And on this, similar to the M4A1, you want to reduce recoil while also keeping damage and range up. So to do that, on this we once again do the monolithic suppressor. For the barrel, we do the Tempest 26.4 Archangel. For the optic, this once again is your preference. However, I do recommend the mini to reduce aim down sight speed. And then also for underbarrel, we do the Ranger foregrip and 60 rounds so you can finish more than one person as well. The only sniper I recommend is actually the HDR. And with this setup, the main purpose is to have the longest range possible while also keeping a lot of stability. So for the muzzle, we do the monolithic suppressor. For the barrel, we do the 26.9 HDR Pro. For the optic, this is truly your preference. However, I heavily recommend the Merc thermal optic so you can see the people in a lot further distances. For the stock, we do the FTAC Champion. For the perk, we do Focus, so we have more flinch resistance if we're getting shot while we're aiming down sight. And that's all you need for an easy victory in Warzone. Remember, this is part 1, and part 2 will dive a little bit deeper into technique and strategy. I hope you enjoyed the content, and let me know in the comments if any of the tips and tricks helped you out. Thank you all for watching, and please like and subscribe.